shirt. Shh. All right. How? Put this guy in transition mode. I need you to not talk during the stream. If you can just try. Unless you want to participate. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Just trying to get Melanie to stop talking in the middle of the stream.
You want to just stream?
Yeah. You know, the Fact Over Friction book club thing that I've been harassing everybody about nonstop, relentlessly for like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
That thing is tonight. Right now, in fact. It starts 1 minute ago. It's just us. It's fine. Oh.
Good.
Have you actually picked?
I did. I'm at 1 hour 37 minutes.
It's a pretty quick read, you know. Like as far as getting through a chunk of it ahead of time, it's not a bad read. I think it's pretty entertaining. I think it's pretty well written. I wish that
it is.
I
wish I had more opportunities to drive so I can get further.
Yes, right. I get that. You should see what I did to my poor Beetlejuice. It's so sad. I broke his fingers off, man.
Your Beetlejuice?
Yeah, look. Oh wait, did I not transition? Transition. There we go. Oh, I guess I'm not streaming. I see. The one thing that I haven't figured out yet is what I want to do. What I need to figure out is how do I get my video to. Hi, Mel.
Hi.
Are you going to participate in the book club? Cool.
I will.
Mm-hmm. This is what it's like to have the support and love of your friends and partners. It's okay, Mel. If nobody shows up, then I can just get stoned, and then I don't have to pay attention to anything. It's great. What have you been up to this weekend?
I just got hit by a wave of depression. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that I understand that is. We went to Fish Lake, so it was nice because I was dealing with a lot of that same kind of stuff up until like that trip this weekend was kind of the reset that we needed, thankfully. So
that's good. Yeah,
it was nice.
Thanks for that event. What was it? That Portland event? I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't.
Conservatives are eating it up, and it's just a bunch of dark robed people. Well, not dark robed people, but is in the dark.
Yeah, right. Well, so my buddy Pete brought that thing up. Let's see if I can share my screen top. See, I got to get so much more stuff fixed for the stream. It's just there's like so much stuff you got to do, and getting it all. This is one of the big problems I have is I'm trying to do it on my MacBook, and there's some inherent issues with streaming on MacBook.
I see it.
But let's see if I can show you any of the pictures. Like we got some good pictures. It was a good time. But let's see. I'm gonna close all these tabs. So you said you got like an hour. If you're like an hour and a half in, I mean, man, even just that far in. The like, to me, as me and Melanie started listening to it, the similarities, especially between, because when I talk to conservatives about the subject matter, right? Because they're highly, like, first of all, nobody voting for Trump is gonna, well, at least no, that isn't like a Proud Boy, right? Like, nobody that doesn't identify as a fascist already, like, they don't think of themselves as fascists, right? Like, they have no fucking clue what's going on. But what's been interesting is I've managed to get a few people to pick up the book who are supporters, but they're not here. So I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those things. Like, let's see. I can turn off sharing my desktop now. It's one of those things. Like, the people who are resistant to it, it is like my brain just went totally dead. Their reaction to the mere suggestion of reading a history book is like pretty telling, honestly. Like, there is no interest, because there's an assumption that if it's somebody who they think they disagree with suggesting that they read a fucking book, regardless of what the book is, they automatically assume that it's liberal trash nonsense because it didn't come direct from Fox News and Trump himself. So, right. But the thing is that they don't even listen to Trump himself either. Like, it makes no sense. They don't like, they get a washed down, like, edited version of him too. It's so like, they never see raw Trump.
100%. Yeah, I agree. Just the way starting the book there was really good, because I feel like that's how Europe is seeing us. We're like, guys, this is really bad.
Yeah.
And then, but we're like over here, like, oh, it can't be that bad, right? Until you're actually there.
It can be that bad. It is. I see. I've been ever since Trump announced that Antifa was a terrorist organization, I was like, well, fucked. This country is like that. I was like that. Like, I had a panic attack that day, actually. And like, I gathered my family and I said, I know it's not going to seem like it right now, but things are potentially going to be turning very bad very soon. And lo and behold, it is, because it's just about the easiest thing to predict. Is everything Trump has done has been the easiest thing to predict. Like, as long as you're willing to get over the mental hurdle and go, is he a fucking fascist dictator trying to happen? Yes, he is. Okay. Like, once you've made that leap and accepted that, then it's very easy to see through his bullshit, you know? Like,
yeah, for me, it was once I entertained the idea that maybe he was one, and then, you know, things just took a very little.
Right. Well, so, and see, for me, like, I was concerned with him as a president, but I wasn't afraid for democracy or anything like I am now. You know, this is, and it's literally, as you get further in the book too, that's one of the things that I really wanted people, like, the reason I've been wanting people to read this goddamn book is to see like because they think that the similarities are, it's something to like if our government isn't literally killing Jews, then it's nothing like the Holocaust. And like, I'm like, do you think that they're like, killing Jews, kill Jews, we're just gonna kill Jews, like, what do they think happened? I don't.
Yeah. Right? Like, and for me, that's already happening, because I already know that we have like at least 10 dead people in those concentration camps at the border. There's at least 10 dead people.
Well, and as far as political violence on the streets, which is exactly what was happening in Germany at the time between the Free Corps and I can't even think of all of the initials for all of the leftist groups that there were at the time, but like the KDV fucking HIVLMNOP. But I mean, the the similarities as far as like what was happening in Germany at the time, it's weird, you know? And honestly, like what I find so perplexing is like it's so the stuff that Trump is doing is so blatant, and that's what like is so shocking to me. But like at the same time, then when you consider the amount, like the media that they consume, right, and the Republican Party has been conditioning their base for years, right? I mean, and non-stop conditioning, and it's fucking working, dude. Like Fox News is so very much the Reich of propaganda. Like there's no fucking question that they are. Like Rupert Murdoch is one of the most dangerous people on the planet. Well, if he was still alive, but you know the people who succeeded him. Wait, is he still alive? I mean, is he dead or I thought he died.
I am not that informed. I know his. The first. Hey, what's up, the real Jake?
What's up, man?
Hey, I am here.
Welcome to here. We're just chit-chatting about the book, and since it's just the three of us, we're just doing it half-assed because who cares? But that's fine. Like when this whole thing started, we talked about it, I was like if two people read this book, I'll be happy. So
I didn't actually read the book.
You should probably pick it up and read it, or yeah, but I'm poor. I can probably pirate it. I shouldn't. I've been trying to encourage people to read it because I would prefer to give money to the author of the book that we're trying to read. Because listen, we would wait for the Tom Hanks movie to come out, but unfortunately, it hasn't started filming yet. So, and the election is a little sooner than that. So,
wait, Tom Hanks is going to be in this?
Yeah, they're making a movie of it, but it doesn't come out until next year. Like they haven't. I was like,
you do that now.
How did you not think that this maybe should come out before? Like it's too late, not after.
Well, I actually wanted to talk to you about something. You know Bo, right, from our childhood?
Sure.
Well, he posted some shit about on Kamala Harris, right? It was like, time to extinct, blah, blah, blah. And it was some speech she was giving, and I was like, she's a fucking crazy bitch. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, you know how I feel about cop suckers in general, so.
Yeah. Well, he was like, you know, and Bo was like, you know, Bo, Danny, you know, his sister.
People who should not be defending the establishment?
His brother is Larry.
People who should not be defending the police?
Yeah.
Right. People who are they're like they're literally doing things that they never would have said or done before.
Yeah, and I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, your teeth look like they look because you were running from the cops on a roof and tripped and fell and broke all your teeth and had to get them replaced. Like,
and these are the guys that you're now like the world's biggest crime syndicate.
Yeah, and I was like,
because of the lack.
He was like, well, black on black murder, you know, blah blah blah.
You know the response to that is very easy, right? Like when they say that, you say that yes, that's true, because people tend to kill people that are in their immediate vicinity, and guess who kills more white people than anybody else?
White people.
Guess who kills more Mexicans than anybody else?
Mexican.
Guess who kills? So like when people bring up black on black crime, it's not only stupid, but the easiest thing to like reason out in 2 seconds, like, well, yeah, like, you know, like, of course, it's the same reason why the majority of car accidents happen within 2 miles of your house, because that's where you drive the most. Like, it's not because 2 miles near your house is more dangerous. Like,
yeah. Well, and the other thing was like he was talking about BLM being this Marxist,
Who cares? What if they are?
and I just
What?
like
Ask him ask him what it means to be a Marxist.
yeah, and that actually somebody on the thread did that. They were like, this term is being thrown around a lot by folks on this.
Why don't you invite him into here?
Conservative. Huh?
You invite him into Fact Over Friction.
I actually should.
Like,
Good idea.
as long as he knows like the general rules, and the rules are like, I mean,
dude,
I know that's not the point. The point is that we are here. We're not here to try to prove our position,
one way or the other.
right?
Yeah.
Like our goal, and it just so happens that we're right, but like, but that's just because I've been letting reality dictate my positions politically for decades. So it's weird. Like
well, actually invite him here because that expands his circle. Because
Sure.
YouTube, Google, every single algorithm is pointing him towards alt-right
Yes.
sources.
And so it's continually self-reinforcing, right? Is like that's why social media is destroying the fucking world, man. Like not just this country, because it is.
Like, at one point, I thought it was a good thing.
No, I think that I think that social media should just be abolished. I think that it's just like I have no idea how you can actually do that, but like it is very clear that the cost benefit analysis is that social media has had a net negative, and a big one, like fucking big one. I mean, because think about it, because you're giving a platform to lunacy, and lunacy attracts lunacy, right? So, and so you're giving people who are normally like ridiculed by their friends and neighbors for believing idiotic, racist, stupid bullshit that's not based on fact or any other thing. They're normally conditioned not to say stuff like that, because there's a social cost to believing crazy, stupid bullshit, right?
Tom can save us.
Right. There's no social cost anymore, right? Is any bad idea, you can be connected immediately to 2,000 other people with the same bad idea, and suddenly it's a good idea.
No, I don't know if my camera is on or not.
It's not.
Okay, good.
It's not.
I look like shit.
No, it's okay, dude. Like, we just got back from camping. We were up all night last night at William's house, or he's in this chat, but he's yet to start to join consistently.
You didn't even check on me, man. I just got out of fucking ICU.
I was out of town. I was in Fish Lake, dude. I literally didn't have service.
Well, I almost died again.
Wait, so you went to the hospital, back to the hospital again?
Yeah.
Like,
I was in the ICU.
No, I mean, like, because you were like like 2 weeks ago, right?
There was a couple of weeks ago I went with prostatitis and a herniatic. I ended up going again. I had my mom drive me there because my throat started closing.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to sleep for a little while and see if it opens up. And woke up not being able to breathe. And so they were going to do a tracheotomy at Altaview and put me in the ICU. And more bad news about these no longer producing iron and no longer doing vitamin D.
Damn it, dude.
And my testosterone, even though I inject every week, is still low.
Damn. I'm sorry, man. So to give you some background, is it wait? I'm having a total brain cramp.
It's Josh.
Josh. I was like, it's a J name, but I kept wanting to say Joseph because I was hanging out with another J name last night, but he was somebody new, and so I kept trying to remember his name. So now it's like stuck in my head. Anyway, Jake has a chronic. What's the name of the disease, or like what's the actual?
It's stage 2 CRPS.
Which? What is that? Do you know?
Basically, I will die from pain.
Yeah. And it all started because of an injury.
Yep.
That's fucked up,
Surgery.
dude. Yeah.
Surgery. And workers' compensation didn't believe in the disease at the time, so they said, "We don't recognize this as a valid disease. It's gonna kill you."
Yeah, you know why? Because of Trump, dude. Because Trump's organization's in charge of that shit. Like.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Well, I was.
Or was this before?
Well,
Was this Obama?
Yep.
Was it Obama?
Yep.
Yep. Same. The thing is like.
Dude, they're all fucking
If the left could recognize actually how shitty Obama was, we would be in a much different place right now. Because Obama had some serious problems. I mean, the amount of innocent people that died just because of the drone strikes alone that he was like ordering.
Oh, did you not see? Oh shit!
I mean, Obama killed a fuckload of innocent people a lot.
Well, like there was George Bush, Clinton, and Obama. They were all standing together, right?
Right.
And they were like, responsible for doing, destroying this many cities, blah blah blah, killing millions of Muslims, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
No, done a damn fucking thing. And I was like, I completely agree with that. And it came from one of my friends on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I absolutely agree with this.
Right.
Absolutely correct.
But that's because those aren't partisan positions, right? It only appears partisan if you are bringing up only conservatives, right? Or but
yeah.
But both parties. I mean, you have to remember the shit that's happening right now with Trump, and the amount of power that he wields. You can thank Obama and Bush for that. Well, Cheney. I mean, let's be honest. Bush was more on. Like Dick Cheney was the brains behind the operation.
Dick Cheney is a piece of shit.
Oh, dude. Unequivocal. So, I mean, in some way, you can really blame Dick Cheney for everything that's happening, but it's not really fair to say, because when Obama got into office, the Democrats could have revoked all of the powers of the executive branch that Bush expanded, but he didn't, because they wanted to push through the Affordable Care Act because they had to do nothing Congress. The more I think about this shit, do you know what I think we should do? I think we should abolish Congress and the Senate, and we should switch to a parliamentary system. That's what I think we should do. I think that
you think that a parliamentary system would work better?
Yes, because it forces them to face their bullshit in front of the public in a different. Within a parliamentary system, you actually have to defend the laws that you're writing, right? Like, you can't just be like, we all vote for it. The way that it works is a little bit different, and the way that you are able to force a separation of powers and create oversight is increased a lot. Like, there's a lot of benefits to a parliamentary system.
Well, I've watched some arguments in Parliament on, I don't remember what fucking channel it was. Just because I was like, I wonder how this works.
Right, sure.
So I watched it.
Whoa.
And they had two sides of the aisle, just kind of like they do here, which was weird to me. But
yeah, but the two sides of the because I mean, it depends on which country you're talking about, but because some countries Parliament encourages multiple parties because it's easier for third parties to succeed in a parliamentary style government system, which is why they pop up so much more frequently. Like in governments that's why they have 15 different parties running, but that's a good thing. Like, some people are reticent to that because it feels foreign, but that's what you want. Like, you need to.
Well, I didn't think it was foreign
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that. I'm just talking about like having choice, like having only the choice between Democrats and Republicans is about to tear this country apart, and they are both to blame. Like that is there is absolutely no question that the Democrats like helped create the environment that we're in. Well, and it's not just that too, though. Like you got to remember that it's not just the Democrats who are part of the problem. Is that we allowed them to be the corrupt pieces of shit that they were and are, and
well, they still are.
Right.
I was gonna say,
and right. No, it's not changed. They're there. The Democrat Party is corrupt as fuck. The difference is and I've been saying this to you because you know this, Jake. I've been saying this to you is like ever since I read that How to Overthrow the Government by Ariana Huffington of all people, but this is pre-Huffington Post. But it was actually a pretty good book because it was like real, like it wasn't like revolution. It was like here's the things that you need to know about how our government is actually like what it's actually doing, like how it actually works. The shit that you're not paying attention to because they don't want you to pay attention to because it's boring, and that's on right. Like what government wants, at least in America, because we live in a corporate oligarchy, is quiet compliance. Like that's
they don't want. I mean, even the school systems are
yes.
Are pushed that way.
Yes, the American system is very good at building factory workers, right? But the problem is that we're no longer right. We're not that kind of like our economy isn't that anymore, but we still like approach everything like in our economy as if everybody was, and they're not. But the thing is that the thing is that you know the fact of the matter is that what you have happening with Trump is like the biggest bamboozle thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, because that man is painfully and obviously only cares about whatever he can do to gain for himself. Like it is so obvious that he's lacking in character. And I mean,
I thought that was obvious from the beginning. I don't know.
No. The reason it is obvious to anybody who has not been through years and years and years of social conditioning through the type of news and then which has become accelerated under social media, right? Because it's one thing to have Walter Cronkite tell you some bullshit, but really you're more prone to believe it if it's some like your mom sharing with you the bullshit. And so we have generations upon generations now of unthinking fucking drones that have been prepped since birth to be mindless consuming little like pro state minions who couldn't be deigned to make themselves uncomfortable if it would be for the greater good. Like, I mean, like anything, it doesn't fucking like, and it's libertarian ideology has infected this country and fucking ruined it, man. Like ever since like the rise of libertarianism in this country has like really, honestly, I think you can trace a pretty direct line to Ayn Rand and the fucking mess we're in now.
Oh, dude, I gotta study up on libertarianism. So I took one of those political tests. I am -2, then -7. So I'm 2 points away from anarchy on libertarianism.
So was it a Heisnick scale test, or was it a Nolan chart, or which test was it?
Let me pull it up.
Because
if I can find it.
Yeah. So this is one that I actually, if you're not familiar with these scales, I highly invite both of you to learn about this, because this is actually the foundation for all political theory. It kind of starts with these models of like how we understand the classification and categorization of political thought, right? But it's not political thought. It's political and economic thought. And this is one of the things that's a huge problem in this country, is that people think of the left and the right. And what they always fail to remember is that left and right is purely an economic scale. Like being left on the political scale and being right on the political scale is all about economics. That has nothing to do with social or civil liberties. It's 100% economics. It's the top and bottom of the Heisnick scale, which is more towards authoritarianism or libertarianism, that deals with like social justice and like personal freedoms. And so
I think I got played. I just looked at this website a little more closely. If this is from the subreddit political compass memes, then this is basically an alt-right fucking right. It was made by an alt-right person, so like
so there's a good chance it's meant to reinforce your alt-rightism.
Yeah, it's a good chance. Like I'm probably left of center because only saw one person in my group who had that. And
so let me. Do you want to? You should share your screen, and I'm gonna send you a link, and we should just do this one. Like let's just do one. Like the Heisnick. I always forget how to spell his name. Jesus Christ. His Nick political. It'll.
Sorry, I have my dogs out right now.
You're good, man. No, not Resnick. No, it's definitely an Heisnick. There we go.
The Heisnick scale?
Yeah, Heisnick is HYSNICK, political spectrum, and then if you just wait, the fuck?
That's how it's spelled.
HYSN. Why am I?
IK, right?
Oh yeah, I put a C on it on accident. I just don't know why it's not auto-correcting. What the fuck?
Hey Jake, about
algorithms.
I was gonna say about the book.
Yeah.
I was gonna tell you about the book. If you know someone who has Amazon Prime and they don't mind you like just logging into their account, they can get a 30-day
that's true.
subscription for free. That's
true. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. I would like download the book, probably play it for like an hour or something like that, and then cancel the subscription to see if you can still listen to the rest of it.
Right.
You can, but you never know.
Right.
But that's how I got it. I have an Amazon Prime account. I chose the Audible free trial.
Yeah, I've been so fucking sick since I got out of the ICU. Like I haven't been doing any studying or reading or anything. Like the only thing I did was put a laser scope on my mom's rifle.
Hey, that's important too. That's why I was having problems. I couldn't remember how to spell it. It's because it starts with an E. That was my okay. There we go. It's been a minute. Quiz. There's actually a pretty decent one. Political spectrum test. Heisnick political test.
Come on, guys. Come on, Lily.
Were you using politicalcompass.org or were you using something else? Josh?
What?
Did you do the one at politicalcompass.org?
Yes.
Interesting. And so you're saying that the politicalcompass.org test is written by an alt-righter?
Most likely. I said right there, if this is from the /r Reddit.
Oh, right.
That place got brigaded by people who remember when the Donald got banned? Or one of those other Reddits?
Yeah.
All migrated there.
That's weird because you know which one I like better than the political compass test is this one. The political it's the one that it uses political spectrum quiz discussed, because there's one that uses. There we go.
Lily.
Here we go. This is a fun one. This is the one I think that it is, and this one's pretty accurate. I'm gonna post this in the FOF chat in general. Bam.
Well, I'm on the phone, so I can't take it
Well, just get out, not your phone, and no, I'm just kidding.
Come on, Lily.
But I'm curious I should have done it in the general. This one. Here we go. Try that one, and let's see if you can share your screen, Josh. I'm curious what you get.
How's Pete doing?
He's just like appalled at how fucked up our world is and that where this country seems to be going. Yeah, right. Can you? Oh, cat. No, Watts died, so he's doing better. Like it would. Mel, are you serious?
I might be willing to try eating monkey meat under some circumstances.
What does it say?
I might be willing to try eating monkey meat under some circumstances.
What is he doing?
It's actually really good.
So this test is based off of this research that was done. Once you finish the test, it'll tell you, it explains like where it comes from, but they did this research where what they found was people's propensity for disgust relates directly to whether they're more conservative or more liberal.
Okay, and I strongly disagree with probably conservative.
Right, but you should just do what you actually would do, right? Like,
I would eat some monkey.
Preserved in a jar. No, I'm neutral of that.
I wouldn't bother me at all. I'd be like, who cares? It's fucking donated their hand to science. Wait, so you wouldn't be bothered neutral, or would you be? So would you be bothered a little bit by a hand in a jar?
It depends on the condition of the hand.
What if it was like a science class? Oh, like if it was like deteriorated. Like what about like a preserved hand?
Right, like a preserved hand, I'll just be kind of weirded out.
Sure, that's fair.
Like,
I was just curious.
Entirely disgusted by it, but if it's
No.
a deformed hand,
there's no wrong answer. I'm just curious. It's just really interesting to me to hear like why people make these decisions. You know.
I disagree. I never let any part of my body touch the toilet.
That's a girl question. That's a question for girls.
That's like neutral.
I will take a shit in a public bathroom if it's clean.
Have you hovered? Have you tried to hover and take a shit? Because that sounds. I would go out of my way to avoid walking through a graveyard.
I don't give a shit. No. Mildly disagree.
Not shitting on anything.
Touch a dead body.
It's a political test.
Mildly disagree. Actually, yeah, that's a yes.
Yeah. I know. I don't know. I think I'd try. Is this before or after COVID?
Right. Okay. It would not upset me at all to watch a person with a glass eye take out the eye of the socket.
Oh, my. See, I didn't like it because I found out that the great grandpa, who was the one that did that, was also kind of a creepy little kid toucher. So he's like, "Look at me, take out my eye. Now take off your pants."
Remind me to see a rat run across my path in a park. Mildly. What was that?
I said I lived in LA. It never. I in fact picked up a mouse from our living room that the cats dragged in and threw it outside.
I would rather eat a piece of fruit than a piece of What? What?
Than a piece of paper? Of course. Oh, it depends if it's Duran, I guess, but
right.
Even if I was hungry, I would not drink a bowl of my favorite soup that had been stirred by a used or thoroughly washed
fly swatter.
But thoroughly washed fly swatter.
So does it gross you out to use a fly swatter even though it's clean?
In my soup. Yes. That's a yes. I would bother me to sleep in a nice hotel room if I knew that a man had died of a heart attack in that room the night before. That's a mildly disagree.
This is how they find out whether you're religious or not.
See maggots on a piece of meat in outdoor garbage pail. That's actually extreme disgust.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
See a person eating an apple with a knife and fork.
Like no, you're like, sure, that's fine.
See a person eating up apple with a knife and fork. Okay, yeah, no disgust. I was like, did I read that wrong? While you were walking through a tunnel under a railroad track, you smell urine. Slight disgust. It's kind of expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To take a sip of soda and then realize that you drank from the glass that an acquaintance of yours has been drinking from.
Assume that there's no Rona.
Yeah, this would be like moderate disgust.
Right.
Naturally, your friend's pet cat dies and you have to pick up the dead body with your bare hands. Why do I have to pick it up?
Just because your friends like in like total like they're in a state, let's say, right? Their cat is dead and like they're completely like in shock and so like somebody has to do it and you're a good friend. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, for me that's like disgust.
Yeah.
You see someone put ketchup on ice cream and eat it. That's extreme disgust.
What the fuck?
You see a man with his intestines exposed after an accident. Moderate disgust. You discover that a friend of yours changes underwear once a week. Like I'll be caught. That's like moderate disgust. I wouldn't like be near him. I guess.
Like as long as I don't have to put his junk in my mouth, who cares?
Right? Like that's just him.
Just don't sleep in my bed.
A friend offers you a piece of chocolate shaped like dog do.
This must be a British or Australian company.
Shaped like that's.
Does it have peanuts in it?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not allergic, so I don't mind. I'll be like in slight disgust. I'm not sure. Depends on how realistic it looks. You accidentally touch the ashes of a person who's been cremated. No disgust. You're about to drink a glass of milk when you smell that it is spoiled. Oh, that's like moderate.
Yeah, as long as you don't actually drink it.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted by it, but I'm like, ew. Oh, I dodged the bullet.
That actually happened to me. I don't know why I didn't notice it.
Oh, I've not noticed it. I've drank spoiled milk before. Thankfully, I don't drink it.
One time when you were making soft-boiled eggs.
What do you mean? What are we doing, Mel? We're talking.
Are you playing?
All right, so as part of
No, he's doing a political quiz.
Required to inflate a new unlubricated condom. You discuss. I don't care. You're walking barefoot on concrete and you step on an earthworm. No discuss. I've done that before. I'm a Democrat.
Your brain is a Democrat.
56% liberal.
That makes sense. And based off of like,
Can you take this for me?
you want us to take it for you?
Yeah.
That's fine. I'll do it. Sure.
All right, you stream.
You got it. Okay. You ready, Jake?
It's so fucking bright.
Hold on. All right, start test.
27 strange non-political scenarios will appear. Please respond honestly and alone, and we'll guess your brain's political ideology. Fuck you and your aloneness. All right, number 1. I might be willing to try eating monkey meat under some circumstances. Strongly agree, mildly disagree, neutral, mildly agree, or strongly agree.
I would agree.
You would strongly agree or mildly agree?
I hear it's really good.
So strongly? All right. It would bother me to be in a science class and to see a human hand preserved in a jar.
No.
So strong or mild? Or what? Strong no or mild no?
Mild no.
There you go. Okay. It bothers me to hear someone clear a throat full of mucus.
No, because my dad does it all the time.
So mild or strong disagree?
Mildly disagree.
Okay. I never let any part of my body touch the toilet seat in public restrooms.
Strongly disagree.
Okay. I would go out of my way to avoid walking through a graveyard.
Strongly disagree.
Right. I was like, I've walked through many graveyards with you, I believe. Probably on acid. Seeing a cockroach in someone else's house doesn't bother me.
Neutral.
Sure.
In LA.
Yeah. It would bother me tremendously to touch a dead body.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. If I see someone vomit, it makes me sick to my stomach.
Absolutely strongly agree.
Yep. It would probably not go to my favorite restaurant if I would probably not go to my favorite restaurant if I found out that the cook had a cold. Pre-COVID.
With my
Pre-COVID, because this was written pre-COVID.
okay, with my disease, we'll just say neutral.
Neutral's fine. I would not. It would not upset me at all to watch a person with a glass eye take the eye out of the socket. Now, here's what's interesting, though. You know that thing that we just the thing that we just talked about pre-COVID. Now, think about this. Post-COVID, that if you were to answer that question like legitimately, like you probably wouldn't, more so now, right? And that's because fear makes you conservative.
It wouldn't bother me at all.
I know, but I'm telling you what I'm saying is if you were to change your answer, because now you're like, well, it could be a cold, but what if it's not a cold? What if it's Corona, right? And so that fear makes you conservative. Like that, there's a ton of research on this. Like fear and disgust are linked to conservatism, and like being comfortable with new and different things is like that's why this test is really accurate too. It's weird, dude. Like give it to a conservative, and watch what happens.
Send me the test, Nate.
It's on
chartsme.com. Chartsme.
Strongly agree.
.com. Did she hear that?
Yeah.
Chartsme.com. It's on my screen. Oh.
First word.
Charts, as in like your medical charts.
Got it.
Me, as in me.com. Chartsme.com. Okay. It would not upset me at all to watch a person with a glass eye take the eye out of the socket.
Strongly agree.
Okay. It would bother me to see a rat run across my path in a park.
Disagree.
Strongly or mildly?
Mildly.
Okay. I would rather eat a piece of fruit than a piece of paper.
Definitely.
Okay. That question is so weird to me. Like, I'm like, who answers that one differently? Like, unless they really hate fruit, I guess. Even if I was that actually probably is a subsect of people, honestly. Like, there are some people in this country who fucking hate fruit and vegetables. They subsist on like junk food. Even if I was hungry, I would not drink a bowl of my favorite soup if it had been stirred by a used but thoroughly washed fly swatter.
Disagree.
Strongly or mildly?
Thoroughly washed? Shit, bleach? Strongly, whatever.
Yeah, see, that's how I felt too. When I took this quiz, I was like, if I watched it get cleaned and I know it was clean, I wouldn't give a shit. But that's just me. And there's nothing wrong with giving a shit. That's just me, right? Like, it would bother me to sleep in a nice hotel room if I knew that a man had died of a heart attack in the room the night before. Not me. I'd be like, I would request that room. I'm like, let's have a seance. Strongly disagree.
Strongly disagree.
You see maggots on a piece of meat in an outdoor garbage pail.
Yeah, I'm throwing up.
But it's already in the garbage pail. So even then?
I'm still throwing up.
Extreme disgust or much disgust? That sounds like extreme. Okay, cool. Yeah, maggots are gross. You see a person. You want to know the grossest thing I've ever seen? One of the grossest things I've ever seen was.
I don't want to hear it, dude, because I don't want to gag.
While hunting with my dad. Okay, I won't stop. I won't keep going. You see a person eating an apple with a knife and fork. Are you disgusted by it, or do you give a shit?
I don't give a fuck.
No disgust? What? No disgust then, yeah? You are walking through a tunnel under a railroad track. You smell urine. No disgust, slight disgust, moderate disgust.
Maybe a
slight disgust it is. You take a sip of soda and then realize that you drank from the glass that an acquaintance of yours had been drinking from.
Well, my drink now.
Yeah, so no disgust. I was gonna say I mean I've literally made out with you just to for laughs at a party. So your friend's pet cat dies and you have to pick up the dead body with your bare hands.
Doesn't bother me.
Okay, no or slight?
No.
Okay, you see someone put ketchup on vanilla ice cream and eat it. Melanie from the other room. You see a man with his intestines exposed after an accident. You're like, Nathan. I'm not disgusted. It's just Nathan.
No.
So what do you want? No disgust?
No.
Okay. You discover that a friend of yours changes underwear only once a week.
Okay.
So where are you at on that one?
Whatever.
So none?
Neutral.
Neutral? Moderate? Well, then we'll do slight disgust?
Yeah, maybe.
Do slight disgust. A friend offers you a piece of chocolate shaped like dog do. You know that it's chocolate. I think is you just decide. We're supposed to. I'm not here to decide for you.
Knowing it's chocolate, wouldn't bother me at all.
Cool.
No disgust.
That's how I feel. I mean, I've eaten chocolate. I've eaten cake out of a kitty litter tray because have you ever seen that cake that you can make that looks like kitty litter but it's cake?
Oscar.
Never mind. Doesn't matter. You accidentally touch the ashes of a person who has been cremated.
Awesome.
No disgust. All right. You are about to drink a glass of milk when you smell that it is spoiled. Extreme or much or moderate? Much. Okay. As part of sex education class, you are required to inflate a new unlubricated condom using your mouth.
Okay.
I know. You are walking barefoot on concrete and you step on an earthworm. I'd feel sad mostly. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, wouldn't disgust.
No disgust, slight disgust, moderate disgust, much disgust, or extreme disgust.
It wouldn't disgust me. I avoid snails.
So let's just call it slight disgust then, right?
Okay. All right.
Well, no, you tell me. Actually, you just tell me. If you stepped on a worm with your bare foot, would you?
I saw it there.
So what do you want me to put? There you go. Your brain is a Democrat. You are 25% conservative and 75% liberal. See, but now let's do how does this work? Now, this is where it's kind of cool. So a 2014 study concluded that people who are more prone to disgust are more conservative and tend to align with the Republican Party. But why? Some scientists believe it's ancestral and the adverse reactions were used to protect primitive ancestors from contamination and disease. This way, a person wouldn't confuse drinking water with dirty pond scum. The study measured participants' brain response to disgusting imagery using an MRI. The study could predict party affiliation with up to 98% confidence. The questionnaire on chartsme.com uses Jonathan Haidt's disgust scale in lieu of MRI and imagery, so results are likely far less accurate. Watch the TED Talk to learn more or read Yuck, the nature and moral significance of disgust.
I sent that to Kathy.
Huh.
I told her to take it. Kathy.
Is she disgusted easily?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she should be ultra conservative.
Who is?
Melanie's bio mom.
According to that, I would be ultra conservative because I'm disgusted by most things.
Right. And so it really it's not like all of these things are never going to be perfect, right? But
Yeah.
generally speaking, though, because even being disgusted by most things, because a sense of disgust can be purely for food, right? It can be purely for food or whatever. You can be disgusted easily for certain things. But Mish, are you disgusted when you see two men kiss?
Yeah, that wouldn't bother her at all.
Right. That's my point, though. Is that while not perfect, you can see how to me it makes sense why it ends up being fairly accurate, right?
Yeah. No.
So that's it for me, guys. We made it. We got 7 more minutes. We did it. We had our first book club and we talked about the book a little bit. Me and Josh did. We talked about the book. We took a political quiz. We know that you guys are both leftists. What they really mean is leftists, not Democrats. Fuck that shit.
I Oh yeah, Nate. I was gonna tell him he should probably put this on a VPN because if this is what I think it is, like an alt-right recruiting tool, it's probably best not for them to like grab your IP and whatever else.
Oh, you're talking about wait, which one are you talking about? The political compass one, or
political compass.
Oh, right. Yeah. That one's I don't.
Sketch.
But here's the thing, though, like, because I'm pretty sure the political compass predates that shit. So, here's what we do. Let's use we are, you and I, Josh, web developers. So let's investigate. So let's do a who is on politicalcompass.org and see what we can find out. Who is look up. What do you got to say? Oh, why am I doing it through GoDaddy? Ugh, get out of here. Let's do it on this guy. Are you serious? Come on.
They're trying to stop you.
All right. I think you get rid of the www for this. The dub. Are you serious? Fuck you. I am a robot. You don't know. God damn it. What?
No mountains or hills.
Is that a hill? Okay.
I hate those things.
So do I. And there's, you know what? There's better ones out there now too that work better, that are more secure. So when was this registered? First of all, it was registered in the UK for their name servers. IP history is 16 years, dude. I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with those guys.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. So, but that's good to know, though, right? Like, I would rather know. So, I think you're probably okay. And based off of the results that you got from ChartsMe and also the results you got there, I think you're. It sounds accurate. Like, I think you're okay.
I know, I'm a filthy commie.
No,
no.
There's. See, and Jake, you're not. First of all, you're not a communist because you're not that cool. That's where the cool kids sit. There's a leftist group that I'm part of that they were talking about, like, the difference between being a socialist and a communist. But like the joke was like, how cool are you? Are you ultra cool? Because ultra cool was like communism.
That's ridiculous.
But here's the thing, Jake, is like all of that shit gets a bad rap. Do you know why communism gets such a bad rap? Because of capitalism. Like, it has nothing to do, like I'm not going to say that there aren't problems with communism. Like, every form of government has problems, and especially every economic form. However, there are ways to do communism that are so similar to what people like think of as a free market that they wouldn't know the difference, other than like the taxes that they would pay would be exorbitant, but because the thing is that communism and socialism are really bad for the ultra wealthy. That's it.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Like, communism. I'm talking about communism and socialism like as a model. I'm not talking about communism in practice, because every system of government is flawed with all the people who fuck it up for everybody else, right? Like,
yeah, it's super corrupt. Because I was watching some shit on these fucking rich Russian kids. Like,
yeah, they're fucking and they're animals, dude. Like, they're like terrible people.
Yes.
Like,
horrible.
like awful. Like, no moral compass at all.
I'll pay you $1,000 to go stab that guy because he looked at my toe.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
That's because Russia is. That's what Trump wants, man. And his supporters are going to give it to him, not realizing how miserable they're going to be. Oh. Or maybe they won't be. That's the thing, though, is like, when you're in a fascist system and you're on the side of the fascists, it's fucking great.
Oh, it's great for a while until they
Oh,
you're not worthy.
Oh, of course. But, well, alas.
We're not worthy.
It was great. I was watching this thing called the alt-right playbook, and they were talking about white nationalism or something. Basically, eventually he teeters into fascism, and he's like, fascism at the end of the day is a suicide cult because they want to keep special, but if they win, then they start cutting out their inner circle because that's just what they do. They want to be the last ones on top. Right.
Oh, and I mean, like, that's what. Have you watched? I think both of you guys, if you want a movie recommendation that actually encapsulates perfectly what you're talking about, Josh, and maybe you've already seen it, but shit, what was it called, Melanie? It was about Mussolini or Stalin. It was about Stalin. Fuck. Remember, it was the British one. Everybody was British in it, but it was about Russia. And it was a comedy.
Oh, on Hulu?
Yeah, maybe. Comedy Stalin. Death. The Death of Stalin. That's what it was called. The Death of Stalin. Have you guys seen that movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you should totally watch it, because what's amazing about it is like what happens throughout the show is actually, a lot of it's actually what happened. And it's fucking crazy, like it. But like, it's so funny because they have all these British accents. Like they're not pretending to be Russian. Like it's very British humor, but accurate about the death of Stalin.
You know how we feel about British humor in this house?
Oh, I love it, and I know you love it.
Yes.
So I highly recommend The Death of Stalin. It's really fun.
Okay, I have a question for you. You guys are both same kind of political spectrum I am. I thought that the movie Blazing Saddles was fucking hilarious.
It is.
I actually didn't like it that much. I only seen it once though.
Listen, you're young. That's fine. You get a pass.
Blazing Saddles.
But Blazing Saddles as a police of political commentary is one of the, like, dude, Mel Brooks did some shit, like he did some shit, like, and brought up some really, like, at the time, like,
it's aged really well.
Like, no, it really has, though, because all of that shit was dealing with, like, all of that stuff was like was commentary on racism in the 70s in America. And so turns out none of that shit has changed. It's still the same.
Yeah. But the thing is that movie, I was talking to my dad about it, could not be made today.
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not. No.
What the fuck out?
No. But like I mean, like, most children's movies wouldn't have been made either, right? Like, it was a different time, and in some ways, you know what, too? It was before Reagan came and fucked everything up, man. Yeah. Fucking Reagan. Like, I have so much hostility towards that man. Melanie has to listen to me, like, go on a Reagan rant, like, at least once a month. At least.
Well, I just, like, because I still, like, even in today's, like, shitty political climate, because, like, friends and family are black and Jew and
right, like, yeah, that's the thing, is, like, but people don't understand is, even though we're from Utah, and like the kids I grew up with, like, you wouldn't, it's hard for people to understand. They're like, Sugar House. I'm like, Sugar House didn't used to be like that, I promise.
Yeah, like growing up, how we grew up, like when I watched that movie for the first time, I laughed my ass off.
Right. Well, because especially because we saw our friends go through that shit.
Yeah.
Like, we saw it firsthand.
Yeah. And so, like, to see it called out that way and be made laughable.
Well, it's just like, so if you think about it, like, the sensitivity level of America, I think that a lot of this has to do with This is a product of living in the information age a little bit, because the outrage machine is really easy to fire up, right?
Super easy, dude.
But
Oh no, you're so right. I think you're half right. Like Hollywood would never make this. They think we're too sensitive. But there are people, like I would assume, like us in this circle, who are ready for that kind of shit.
yes, and there are also content creators who are willing to make like, think about The Watchmen, like that. Did you watch Watchmen, Jake?
No, I didn't.
What?
It's not
I
HBO.
think-
You gotta give him more love.
No,
I did research on Reagan first, but I think I would appreciate it much more than when it came out. I was like, fuck. I was pretty young when it came out.
No. I'm talking about the
Dude, I don't even think you were born when
No.
Blazing Saddles came out.
Wait, which thing are we talking about now? Now we're jumping all over the place. Hold on. Are we talking about Blazing Saddles? Are we still talking about Blazing Saddles, Josh?
No, I was talking about
Watchmen.
No, I was talking about Watchmen.
Okay, good. Okay, so that's where I'm at too.
Specifically, because I don't think I was born when the comic book came out.
Right. No, I mean the comic book came out in the 80s. So what I recommend doing is, and I'll send you a link. You guys can both use honestly, you can both use my HBO Max account to watch it, because that show is fucking important. Like, it's not just brilliant, it's important.
What is it about?
Well, you saw the movie, right?
The Watchmen?
Yes. What with the big blue guy, the big blue dick, like.
Oh, the big blue dog.
Yes. Right. And they had that famous line, like, "Who will watch the Watchmen?" And it was like a show about, like, well, like, if whose job is it to keep an eye on the superheroes if they exist, right? That's the whole, which is all about, like, you can tie that shit into politics of today, because the Watchmen. The original Watchmen was born of a time in America when, like, we were the Red Scare. We were on the coattails of that, right? So we were still afraid of the communists. We were still, I mean, we still are, but, like, it was, like, different then. But anyway, the TV show is what I'm talking about, Jake. The TV show is a sequel to the comics, and the comics and the movie actually are pretty similar. I mean, for the most part, like the density of the like there's like,
if you haven't seen or if you haven't read the comics, then you probably should.
If you can make yourself, but there's also some really good YouTube.
I liked it.
There's also because
without having read it.
The show, she liked the show without having read it, but there's some good YouTube videos that you can watch that, like, just have like a 5-minute synopsis of all of the stuff that happened in the comics versus the show. And that alone, and if you just watch that really is enough. Like, and I can send you the link, but so are you familiar with the massacre of Black Wall Street, Jake?
Yeah, of course.
Right. But, like, do you know that, like, most of America was not familiar with that until basically 6 months ago? Like, nobody fucking knew about that. Oh, dude, yeah. But Watchmen.
I learned about it 8 months ago when a different YouTube channel brought it up.
Right, but that's my point.
Yeah, everyone thinks in parallels. I was like, wait, there was a Black Wall Street? I started Googling that shit, and literally the next day, Extra Credits made a video on the exact thing.
Yep.
That was like, black people had their own setup. They were doing so well. And racists came in and was like, fuck you all, we're going to blow your shit up. And blew it up.
The story of what happened, too, we watched something recently where they went into, like, real details of what happened, and it was fucking awful. Like, what transpired sounds terrifying. Like the scare. And so the first episode of Watchmen is the start of the Tulsa Massacre.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Nope. It's fucking brilliant, dude. Like, Melanie.
Yeah.
Whatever Jake is doing, what should he do tonight? It doesn't matter if he was going to Hawaii. What should he do instead?
Watch the Watchmen.
It's fucking Jake. Like, I would rewatch it with you, honestly. Like, it's that good. Like, it's so good.
Okay. All right. Well, hit me up. After this is done, hit me up on the...
Well, we've got... I got to tell you one other story real quick, guys, before I jump off. We have some friends coming over. that we met last night. And so what's really funny is, so we went to Jake. You know who I'm talking about when I say William, because I need to pick up some things for you from him, right? That William.
Right. Yes.
Which I also I don't get paid till Thursday, so I have to wait until then to do it. But anyway, we went to his house because we went to Fish Lake last night, or not last night, this weekend. Which, God, Jake, if I would have known that nobody else was going to show up, like there actually was a spot for you and me. Oh man! But next time, hopefully you're still kicking. You better fucking be, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, the cabin at Fish Lake was Miguel's, which is I met Miguel through Megan when we were dating. It's like one of her best friends. And then and we went on a river trip together. She brought me on a river trip with him. That's how I met him. But like he and I, like you'd love Miguel, Jake. Like he's just one of these dudes.
Yeah.
He's just this genuinely like one of the sweetest men you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? Just like and he's so fun to go on. He's a little bit like my dad in that like he just fucking knows everything about the land where you are. You know, he's like, that ridge over there is, and that meets into the northwest like passage of, and you're like, oh, it's fucking cool, like it. And that's a lot like my dad too, right? But anyway, last night though, because we had extra room because some people couldn't make it, and so we were trying to think of people who like could go at the drop of a dime, and we had met this girl Missa through William because he went to Maryland for a few months to stay, because he's polyamorous. Like that whole group is polyamorous.
Yeah.
And so he was like going to visit this couple that like he's dating the wife or whatever it is. I don't know what their situation is. I think he might be bi. Like I don't really know how William swings. Oh, so then he is. Yeah. So he's bi. So he's dating them both. And when you go both ways, you don't go without. So good for him. But it was so weird, Jake, because you know, like me and Melanie's situation is so weird and unique, right?
Yeah.
What we found out is that not only like William bought this new amazing house in Murray, and he moved in with this girl Becky that we had never met before, but we hadn't really become friends yet. Well, yeah, Melanie had apparently. This is yes, but I just totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, we just thought that they were roommates. Like we thought that they were roommates, right?
Right.
That's what we assumed because they lived together and in different rooms. But like, so it turns out that William and Becky are literally the exact same situation as me and Melanie. They used to be together, and now they're just like non-romantic partners. And then the people who are on their way here to hang out with us tonight, there was another couple we met last night that was friends with that, like because they have like a pretty tight knit group, right? And they're also really incestuous, but that's fine because me and Melanie are too. But I just shit. But now I'm gonna kill this stream.